Hello guys, and welcome back to another stock market update. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. The bearish count has been invalidated in the NASDAQ. We broke this high of wave 5 back here. So officially now, this was our correction. This was 1, this was 2, and we are in the process of coming towards the end of wave 3. Now, these next few weeks, maybe even this next upcoming week, we have to be very, very careful because wave 3 is reaching the end of its extension. Wave 3 typically ends between the 127 extension and the 161. We have peaked our head over the 127, and we are now in an area where wave 3 can come to an end. Once wave 3 comes to an end, we will look for a small retracement, a very shallow retracement, and then a move higher. So if you've been fortunate enough to be a part of this huge run up here, now is the time you want to start to trim and take profits if you already have not. The ending of the wave 3 in the NASDAQ here coincides with Apple hitting this brick wall that we talked about last week. We saw that there was this little spike in volume on the volume profile at a very key level where we consolidated and dropped from previously. So that was a pretty significant area for Apple to slow down a bit. What I would be looking for out of Apple is I want to see whether we're going to get a shallow retracement here. And meaning this was wave 3, 4 would be what would happen next, and then we'd see a 5 up. Or is this wave 1? Are we about to see a bigger pullback in Apple to the 618, and then Apple goes crazy for a wave 3? If that is the case, that would be an awesome place to make an entry in Apple. Next, now I don't talk about crypto very much on this channel, but I want to take a look at crypto because Bitcoin broke out and then now it's kind of consolidating over its breakout point. Crypto tends to follow the NASDAQ pretty closely, and with the NASDAQ ready to make a small pullback, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Is Bitcoin going to come back into this range, this triangle back here, for one last test of this low, and then is it going to break out? Or is Bitcoin going to ignore all of the noise coming out of the NASDAQ pulling back and just go and make a new high? That is going to be interesting to see. There's been this big narrative also that Bitcoin skyrocketing like this is taken away from the gold trade. But this is interesting because gold is starting to act better than it has in a long time. It looks like it's kind of formed this double bottom here, and it's approaching this breakout line here. So it's going to be interesting to see if we see a rotation out of Bitcoin back into gold. We want to watch this downtrend line here in gold. We want to see if there's a breakout. And then with Bitcoin, we want to see if this was a fake breakout and we fall back down into this triangle and maybe break lower. The miners have already kind of given us a tell, potentially. If you look at Riot, one of the Bitcoin miners, you can see that it formed a triangle, it had this fake breakout, and then now it's broken down back out of this triangle. So we will see if we get some more downside continuation. Maybe we get all the way down here and close this gap. But we will see. And then if you look at the gold miners have broken this first trend line here. Let me remove this. They've broken this first trend line. Now we want to see, is it going to continue to break out, or is it going to do what it did back here and break out and then fail to break out and just come back down? There is another trend line here using this fake breakout that we want to watch. It goes from here to here. So even if the gold miners, if they break out of this downtrend line, we still want to see them further prove themselves and break the second downtrend line for just true confirmation. So the correlation or discorrelation between gold and Bitcoin is going to be very interesting going into next week. But yeah, overall, we just want to keep an eye on the NASDAQ. We want to see how far this wave 3 can go. We want to be ready for the pullback. And then here's the deal. When this pullback happens, we want to watch our Fibonacci retracements, because the 382 retracement is where our wave 4 could potentially end. So here's a scenario right here, is that the NASDAQ could go up to here, about 14,157, and then you could see a 382 retracement down here for a wave 4, and then we could break out for one last aggressive leg up. But yeah, anyways, that is what I'm going to be watching out for this week in the NASDAQ and in the stock market. So we will see what happens. But again, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Make sure you like and subscribe on the channel, and have a great week trading. Bye.